Hello, ladies, and welcome to our latest live. And I know I've been absent for a while as far as our lives on Mondays has been. I've had so much going on in my life, and as the topic of this one is mental health, I needed to take a little break just for my own mental health and self care. I had two grandchildren who were born in the last 4 months, a lot of traveling, a lot of things with the business going on. So it just made sense to take a step back for a few weeks and to focus on my family. But I am back. And today I'm going to be talking about mental health. It's not going to be as heavy as our last lives that we had when we were going through the overcoming betrayal trauma. This one's going to be lighter, definitely not less important, but our mental health is something that we really do need to be focusing on. We really need to uh, make it an important part of our self care. And so I'll be talking about 15 ways that we can make it a habit. I'm going to pull up my slides here. And so, just so you know, if you haven't been, we do have quite a few new people in our Facebook group. So, just so you know, your comments I can see as soon as they pop up, and I do want this to be interactive. If you want me to know what your name is, though, I can't see what your name is through the app that I'm using. I'm using StreamYard. Excuse me. It doesn't let me know who you are unless you give it permission to display your name. So you can remain anonymous if you like, as far as what I'm seeing. Of course, on the page, everyone can see that you're commenting, but in the live itself, I can't see who you are. So if you give it permission, then I'll be able to speak back and forth to you using your actual name, which is always nice. And I love getting to know you guys anyways. So this is great. A great way for me to build that relationship with you guys. So welcome. And if you're new, my name's Ange, and I am a coach, a divorce recovery coach, mental health coach, and life coach in general. I help many different people in different aspects of their life. So whether that's personal, career, business, mental health, any of those areas, that's what I do. Mental health has been a huge topic because of COVID and because of everything that's been going on in our nation. So I just want to touch base on this again. Like I said, this is going to be a lighter subject matter than I usually share. So we're going to be talking today about 15 easy habits that support your mental health. So this is something that everyone can do. It's not going to be anything, uh, you know, hard, or it's going to cost you a lot of money to do. These are very simple things that you can do to help support your mental health, and very doable. So as I go through these, I'm going to ask you guys to participate, and so if you have something to share, please do. Don't hesitate to do that. I love the interaction with everyone. And if you are on live, introduce yourself. Let me know where you're from, and that would be awesome. So I'll move on to my first slide. So taking care of yourself. Taking care of your mind is just as important as taking care of your body. So sometimes you forget about your mental health, and you may go to the gym instead of watching TV, or you might eat salmon for dinner instead of fried chicken, but you have to treat your mind just as well as you treat the visible body. And you need to stay on top of things and help develop easy habits that can fit into your usual routines. So nothing too crazy, something that will fit into what you already are doing every day. And that way, when you are making smart choices, you're making them because it's a habit, as opposed to you have to work at it. And so these tips are basically in that line of thinking, where we're just going to make a couple of changes that will make this more of a habit, so that you're able to continue to do them without thinking, just like brushing your teeth. And in our last series, when we talked about overcoming betrayal trauma, I talked a lot about the subconscious mind and how we can train our subconscious mind to do things and change our mindset, change the way we think, and change negative thought patterns. Same thing works with mental health. We can change the way that we do things as habits so that we're taking better care of ourselves, and it's natural. It's not hard. So, the first thing I want to talk about is slowing down. So, I don't know about you guys, but I am horrible at multitasking. I cannot do more than one thing at a time. And I have coworkers and people that I know that can have like on their computers 35 tabs open and they can be doing multiple things at once. I can't do that. I'm not one of those people. It stresses me out, gives me anxiety. I lose focus. I forget what I was doing. I need to be focused on one thing, and I do that one thing, and then I move to the next thing. And what happens when you actually are multitasking, when you're a multitasking person, it actually stresses your brain. So, there's been some studies done that it even can damage your brain. So, when you find yourself rushing around and doing all kinds of things, just kind of slow down and take a breath. There's a thing I have on my wall right over here. It's called the Calming 5 Minute River Meditation. And I use it a lot when I begin to feel super overwhelmed, when I've got way too much stuff going on. And it's just a wonderful way to kind of calm your mind and go through this meditation. If anyone wants a copy of that, just let me know and I can snap a photo of it and stick it in the comments. But you need to slow down, figure out your priorities, and eliminate unnecessary commitments. And that's going to help your mental health because, like I said, it stresses your brain when you have way too much going on. And so, if you can slow that down, focus on what's important, and breathe, do some breath work, some breathing exercises, the river meditation, that's going to help you a lot. The next thing that you want to look at is shifting your attention. So, what I mean by this, and we talked about this a bit in our last series, but when you dwell on disappointments and you overlook the positive events that happen each day, you start to see things in a negative light. And so, this is going to have a profound impact on your mental health. So, if you can begin to focus on the positive things that happen every day, or even the positive things that have happened in the past, you're going to have more of a positive outlook on life. It's just, it makes sense. So I wanted to share, I know a lot of you came to our group through my gratitude journal ad that I had running. So hopefully you guys have utilized that and used that gratitude journal, because it really is, if you can focus on the good, be grateful for the things that you have, your outlook on life, your ability to overcome challenges and obstacles as they come along is greater. And I have this other resource I wanted to show you. So when you've done the gratitude journal, the free one, this is one that you can look at in the future. It's by Clever Fox, and it's a gratitude journal. I ordered it on Amazon. It wasn't expensive. I don't believe it was more than $22 maybe. But it has every day, and let me go to some blank pages here. Every day it has your main goal for the day. Let's see. Here we go. Your main goal for the day. It has some prompts for you to use, much like the gratitude journal that I gave you. And then it has a little emojis for saying how you felt today. It's a really good one, and I've been using that one. I'll show you like a few of my entries here. And then like this day here, my daughters had made me they made a little sticky note and stuck it on the fridge. So I added it into my journal here. So doing this every day, doing a gratitude journal, helps to focus on the positive things that are happening in your life. It changes your attitude about things, and it really does help. So shifting your attention from the bad to the good is going to be monumental. So if you guys are using any type of gratitude journal or ways to shift your attention from negative to positive, share them in the comments. I'd like to see that and see what you guys are doing to help keep a positive attitude. One thing I also do that I wasn't planning to talk about, but I just saw my prayer journal here sitting on my desk. So, one thing I like to do with my prayer journal is I like to put the dates of prayers. And I don't know if you can see this here, but you'll notice I have the prayers in black. And then when a prayer has been answered, I put that there in a different color. So it's purple. And so with the purple, I can say how the prayer was answered, put the date there so that I can see when we originally began praying for that and when it was answered. And so it's a really nice, positive journal of prayer requests and seeing exactly what God is doing in my life or others' lives. So awesome to look back on that. And there's great stories in there. So that's another thing that you can do. The third thing I want to mention is listen to music. Now, I'm a musician, so music has a very powerful impact on me. And so I love putting music on. A lot of times it's just instrumental. I love just listening to instrumental music without words. And it just has a very calming effect on my mental health. And then other times it's great to be uplifted by listening to some great music. I love listening to 80s because I'm an 80s kid and dancing about, but I love listening to worship music as well. And so, there's great worship artists out there that I love to listen to. Tasha Cobbs comes to mind, and just belting out words and just, pretending like I'm her. Yeah, right. But you know what I mean? Just listening to music is a great way to put your mental health into a positive light. Another thing that I love to do is spend time outdoors. So if you have a favorite spot, especially if it's at your own home, that you can go outside and just sit in nature and feel the Holy Spirit around you and just listen to the birds and everything. It's so calming to your mental health. I love gardening, so I can't wait till I can get out and play in the dirt again. But gardening is a great thing for me, and just sitting on my back deck. Now, our you may have seen some of the videos that I've posted, but our whole backyard, it leads into wetlands. So all behind us are wetlands, and we have a multitude of animals that come and visit us every day. Our groundhog, we named him Biko because of a character on the TV show Alone. He just pretty much starved himself the entire season. If you guys watch Alone, you'll know who I'm talking about. But so we named him Biko because he went into hibernation. He came out today. So the groundhogs are out. So spring is on its way. Yay. And we have sandhill cranes. We have a family of sandhill cranes that visit us, and just a multitude of animals. Just being outdoors can be so good for your mental health. And if you can, like, sometimes I'll take my laptop out there and work, and it's really nice to be out there and just be immersed in God's creation. It's so relaxing. It's so uh, just breathtaking sometimes. So that's another way to bask in sunshine and just feel better, feel positive again. Monitor your media consumption. Now, I don't know about you, but I just don't listen to the news very much anymore because I haven't for years. When I used to own a fitness facility, I never watched the news because I always knew that I would have clients that would come in and they would tell me about what horrible news was going on. So I didn't have to watch the news. I was being updated all the time. But even now, today, I still don't watch the news. And I'll see like references to things on social media, and I have no idea what they're talking about. And for the most part, I'm okay with that because news can weigh you down and social media can weigh you down. That comparison thing that people go through where you see someone's life, their highlight reel that they show on social media looks wonderful, and you think, oh, I wish I could be like that. That envy and jealousy can sneak in there. You see people talking about all their successes, and you think, why can't I be like that? And it sends you down this negative spiral. And that once you're down in that spiral, it's hard to get back out. So I tend to not um, be on social media as much. I don't watch the news. I tend to want to look for more inspirational content. One, it gives me things to share with you guys and to share with my clients, but also it helps with my mindset, keeping me in that positive mindset. Another thing that you want to look at is to just continue learning. Um, I never stop learning. I'm always reading books. I'm always signing up for courses. I am a course junkie. I love learning. And so it helps you grow personally when you are consuming great things. And there's no reason why you can't still learn no matter how old you are or even how young you are. Get into something, get some books, some health self-development books, read biographies, just fill yourself up with a lot of wonderful things. There's several authors that I absolutely love to read. Even getting into the Christian realm, there's a lot to learn, Bible studies to read. There's so much out there. Just can continue to learn. Not only that, but it also is keeping your mind very young. So it stimulates your brain. It helps you talk with other people about their careers and their hobbies because you're going to want to ask a lot of questions as you're learning things. It's just a great way to continue to keep your brain healthy and to keep yourself growing. The next one is to stay active. So, physical exercise is going to benefit your mind as well as your body. And any routine works. Whatever you enjoy, that's a physical activity, continue to do it. Whether that's yoga, walking, strength training, any of those things. But staying physically healthy also helps you mentally. So, be sure that you are keeping physical activity as part of your daily routine. And then the next one is rest and relax. So, sleep deprivation is, especially for women that are getting into the perimenopause stage, which I think a majority of you here in the group are in that perimenopause stage. I'm in the perimenopause stage. So, sleep deprivation or insomnia is a common symptom of perimenopause. And so, when you're not getting enough sleep, it's going to cause mood and cognitive abilities to be hampered. And so you want to aim for, your minimum amount of sleep that you need per day. Now, some people say 8 hours of sleep, but not everybody needs 8 hours of sleep. I don't. I just need 6. So whatever that optimum number is for you, strive to hit that number. Take time to reflect in solitude. Try to enjoy soothing hobbies. One thing that I started doing, myself and my husband, is drinking tart cherry juice 30 minutes before bed. So there's some properties in it that helps your body create its own melatonin. And so we started doing this about a week ago, and we both have started to experience deeper sleep. So, tart cherry juice is wonderful for that. And so, if you want any tips on perimenopause and different symptoms and things you may be having, let me know. I'd be happy to do a segment on that as well. So tart cherry juice. And then next is to value yourself. So what I mean by this is to just love and accept yourself for who you are and treat yourself with kindness and compassion and build your confidence by setting goals and working towards them. One thing, I teach a class at my church called Living Grace, and it's a mental health support group that I run. And in this, the very first lesson that I take everybody through is about resiliency and your identity statements in Christ. And so this is that workbook that we use here. And basically, what I tell them is, you have this set of beliefs that can be negative. And we need to rewire those beliefs into something positive, much like what we talked about in overcoming betrayal trauma. And doing working towards your I am statements as part of your daily routine. So for instance, let's say you feel like nobody likes you and you don't have any friends. So then you can use an I am statement such as this one. I am called a friend by Jesus, which is John 15:15. And so this becomes one of your I am statements. And your I am statements you want to read at least twice a day, but optimally 3 times. So upon waking, lunch break, before bed. And so you're reading these scriptures, these I am statements, your true identity in Christ, and you're learning to value yourself and how God sees you, who you truly are as a child of God. So value yourself and start working towards changing your negative belief system. The next thing is to connect with others. So it's getting easier to do this now. So connecting with others is important. We're social creatures. We need to be connecting with other people. So the first one is to show appreciation. So strengthen relationships with others by letting them know how important they are to you. So pay attention to what your friends and loved ones have to say, and then do things with them, send them gratitude letters or cards, remember their birthdays, send them gifts, do things for no special occasion, just do stuff with them and just show appreciation to people. When was the last time you sent a thank you to your pastor or your pastor's wife or the leader of your small group or your best friend or just anybody, your neighbor, your next door neighbor? We recently took our 98-year-old neighbor out to dinner just to love on her, and she absolutely loved it. It was great. So just show appreciation to those around you. And man, does that feel good. That really helps your mental health. So thinking of others and showing appreciation. Next is gather together. So yeah, online communication like this is great because, I get to meet you guys and build relationships with you here. But even better is face to face meeting with people. So, whether that's, meeting with friends, meeting new friends, new people that come to your church and inviting them out to lunch, just getting out, gathering with people, being face to face is so good for your mental health. Next is to um, practice forgiveness. So, one thing that can really mess with your mental health is holding on to grudges or bitterness in our hearts. So, we need to let go of those grudges and resentments. And we want to be we want to encourage reconciliation and healing. And I did a whole episode on that in the overcoming betrayal, about what forgiveness is and is not. So if that's something that you're struggling with, I encourage you to go back and watch that session. It's in the featured section at the top of the group page. Read that, do the exercises in there. I encourage you to do that because letting go and forgiving is going to be so paramount to your healing, and it's going to help you move forward, and it's going to impact your life in so many ways. So let go of the grudges and the bitterness and forgive, move on. Oh, it's amazing when you do it. Believe me, I know. I suffered for many years holding grudges and being bitter, and wow, I have been set free from that, and it's so much better. It really is. Next is share a laugh. So, humor relieves anxiety and depression, and it can also be a natural painkiller. So, I always tell funny stories about myself because I am always doing something silly. And so it's great to share those and make fun of yourself with other people, but even just sharing fun stories and funny jokes and just laughing, that kind of laughter that just gets in your belly and your belly starts to hurt. That's great. It's so good for your mental health. So just share, laugh. And the next thing is set boundaries. So this is important for mental health. So figure out how you want others to treat you and what kind of behavior you find acceptable. And let others know what your wishes are. And that might include your expectations about privacy, your expectations about what you want shared about you or your situation. Just set those boundaries because that's going to help with your mental health. But you do have to talk about them. So sometimes that's the hardest part. But set those boundaries if you need help with that. You're not sure what boundaries are or how to set them or how to have people meet those boundaries, just let me know and I'll help you through that. And then the next one is give generously. So that feeling that you get when you help someone in need is there's no explanation for it. It's just it's a beautiful feeling. So there are mental health benefits that come when you are the recipient for sure, but there's also mental health benefits when you are the giver. So, you know, cherish people, love on them, donate to charities, donate to some specific cause that makes you feel good. Do things for your church, volunteer work, service work, just give generously. And I promise this is going to help you heal. It's going to help you feel good mentally, emotionally, and it helps you feel grateful for what you have. So do that. And then I just want to encourage you to enjoy life. Life is beautiful. And these are simple things that you can do. Nothing costs a lot of money. It doesn't, cause you to go too far out of your comfort zone. It's just things that you can change to your daily routine that are going to help you mentally. It's going to help you with your positive attitude. It's going to help you nurture your mind so that you will enjoy a happier and more meaningful life. So that's my presentation for this Monday. I'll be back next Monday. I'm not quite sure what series I'm going to start, but I'll start a new one next week. So I'll be here Mondays at 7 again. And I hope you enjoy this one. Please, if you're watching the replay, #replay, let me know. I just want to know that these are getting watched and that they're helpful to you. So until I see you next week, God bless.